Good morning, everyone. As promised, I'm here to show you how to make a mini journal out of a paper bag. This actually was a copycat from Camelia Crafts Designs, so go check out her video. I'm going to have to learn how to put working links in my descriptions because right now I don't know how to do that. But this is basically the little mini journal. Now, she sewed a signature in. I'm going to do that with some of mine, but I also like the fact of having a removable journaling spot. I just like that so anyone can, when it's done, they can replace it. Also, doesn't require me to sew in, but I'm going to do that. Anyway, this is just a plain old paper bag. Got at Walmart. Got this whole bag for like $2 something. And you fold it in half. I also trimmed mine down. I think the original were a little longer than what Julie's were. Yes, I trimmed mine down. So I can give you the measurements. It's 9.5. I didn't trim this way, so it is what it is, but it's about 5 1/4. So 9.5 by 5 1/4. But you don't have to trim it down. You can still fold it in half and make it whatever it is, it is. As a matter of fact, you could fold it and leave an end out. Okay, ideas. Anyway, I put washi tape on this edge because with this particular one, I was toying with cutting open that seam inside there, and when I glue this down, putting washi tape there and having a pocket in there as well. We'll see. I did not do that with this. So I don't know, but there's a million different ways you can do it. But this is it. I actually did put a little pocket on the front. So there's that. And on the inside, I did put, might as well put all that. And there's a pocket behind here. Is that? No, I glued that down. Oh, then we have these little then there's the pocket here. This one is a shallow pocket because it's just this little flap glued. So it's a very shallow pocket. So keep that in mind. Then, as I said, I made my removable tablet, and then back here is also a little pocket. So today, oh yes, and I keep it closed with that. That's what she used. Hers was a little bit bigger. I'm gonna have to get bigger ones. I didn't want to put anything wrapping around because of the tag that sticks out. So this is the one we're going to work on today. I cut the pieces. I changed my tag. As you can see, this tag will fit in the back. Stick out like that. So, and you don't have to make it stick out at all. If you cut it, if you made it even, then you could do a wraparound closure, but I changed it. I like to pre-cut everything because one, I'm very slow. When I do it, I'm extremely slow, and two, I distress everything twice. I really overdo it with that. I would drive everyone nuts, and my video would be 3 hours long if you had to watch me cut everything and ink the edges. So believe me, I'm doing you a favor. The other thing I do is, I don't know if you can see it, I mark numbers on my pages. 1, 2, 3. Because once I cut and ink my pages, just to keep myself organized, then I write the number. On this one, it's pretty self-explanatory which page goes on which section. But sometimes you get those journals that every page matches in size, and your paper you want in a certain layout, so you don't want to mess that up if you don't glue things down as you go along. And I've learned a lot of times I do glue my pages down as I move along, and then later when I decide to change something up, I think, oh darn, if I didn't have that glued down, I'd be able to put an eyelet in or something. So anyway, I put the number on the page it's supposed to go to, back. So this will go on the back. I did not put anything on the other back. And this, I'm still unsure if I put it here. As you can see, I already marked 3 little dots for sewing in a signature. I didn't make the signature yet, so that won't be going in. The signature won't be getting put in. So I can take this page and do something like that. I don't know if I want to add that or not. This is for the front. This is both for the front. And then I can decide, here will be my pocket, and I can decide if I want to put a little corner pocket in or something. This piece I just think is so pretty. I hate to cover it up, and yet I need to make use of that space. I think probably one of my biggest issues is picking papers and pretty cardstock, Tim Holtz and all the rest. And then I pick my pretty papers and I put them on, and then when I go, oh, now I need a pocket, I'm covering my favorite papers. I'm torn about that. I don't know how to get around that, because I get inspired by the pretty papers, and I just get lost in the, ooh, this is beautiful, this is pretty, this is cute. Next thing you know, I have all my great papers glued down on as a base. The other thing is, this is just paper, because I already knew I'd be putting other cardstocky pieces in, and I didn't want to make it too bulky. This one, although is not too bulky, if it were too much more bulky, my little clip wouldn't hold it. So I didn't want to add too much bulk, and since it's going to be getting a signature sewn in, I really wanted to keep the bulk part of this in mind. Also, these are just the papers that are going on as what I call the base. I didn't make any plan to decorate it yet. It's just how my process works. I do the whole base. Sometimes I gotta live with it for a couple days before I get inspired on what I want to decorate it with. And then even after that, sometimes I don't fill them for quite a while. Sometimes I just need to step away and get a clear view in my head. of what I want the end result to look like. I'm using art glitter glue, but I do have my 3-in-1 Fabri-Tac. Thought we'd just get started again. I'm probably right out of view here. Excuse me if I get my head or shoulder or feet, whatever I might get in the camera view. But it's kind of early and my eyesight's not the greatest. At least I remember to wear my glasses, so I'm calling it a... So I just wanted to make sure I'm not putting it on the wrong side. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna, when I think I can't, with this one, I may put a pocket back here, and most likely I won't, just again because of bulk, and I have to be careful because if I put a clip here, I don't want it to infringe on sliding a tag in and out. But and you don't have to round your edges. I do. I'm not sure why I don't care for pointy edges today. I don't know. Yesterday as well. And I'm trying to be more mindful when I remember to be careful with how much glue I use. It doesn't take as much glue as I like to think it does. And I'm very heavy-handed with my glue, with my distressing ink. I don't know, I overuse. I overshare with it, but I guess the important thing is you just get the job done, right? Get it done. I want to leave myself a little bit of space because of putting in that signature. And I put my 3 holes, but I've been known to just sew it in with my sewing machine, which I may do. I like that look a little better. I don't know, I haven't made up my mind exactly on how I'm going to put my signature in, but I made my marks. What is up with my glue today? Maybe it's a little cold in Florida. I don't know. So, it's probably more me than the glue, if anything. I was never one. I would always hear people talk about when they were in kindergarten or whatever, and they'd eat paste. I did not do that. That wasn't something I was drawn to do. But just trying to get it. Again, I'm not shooting for perfection always. I like to... Sometimes it knows where it wants to live better than I know where it wants to live, so I just go with it. So far that looks... Then this will get glued down to make a pocket. I could also just glue one side and have it as a tuck. I can decide that when the time comes. I'm going to put the back on. Might as well open my glue again. Maybe I just need a good refill when they're not full. I think more air just sits inside it or something. And but I cannot show you which was this. This was from a paper pack from Hobby Lobby, French Industrial. I believe it was French Industrial, and just from Hobby Lobby. And I was so on a kick about that. I must have bought when they had buy one get 50% off on their brand, which I believe that's what it is, something studio, and it was their brand. So, oh my word, this little, I've never had so much trouble with my glue. I wonder what I did overnight. Look at that. I don't know what's the matter with it today. I'm gonna have to switch if it's gonna act up. Normally I like the 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac or whatever you want to call it. That's actually my favorite because it gives me a lot of wiggle room, and I need wiggle room. But okay, so there it is already. So now we have that and that on the back. I would say my fronts here are always my hardest. I know I cut this a little, I actually ripped it. A little long, I should say. That's how I wanted it. I sort of wanted the little bits poking over the end here and there, because I don't know if all paper bags are like this, but the ends, the sides and corners never quite match up. You get little imperfections of no corner at times, and so I'm just trying to go with it. Otherwise my eye goes to that. And I was thinking something like that, and then I wanted to put something there, and I just can't make up my mind. I sometimes get in my own way. I don't know if I wanted a piece of washi tape. I don't know if I wanted a piece of lace, a piece of material. I don't know if I wanted it down here. I was thinking that's correct. I was thinking of putting something like that. It's too much poking out, maybe. Of course, my piece wants to curl. Let's turn it upside down. So, I don't know. Which is why I end up sometimes just, if I can't figure it out, if I can't make my head figure it out, I just stop and put it away. Just completely stop. Can't get this one to lay right. Maybe it's just too big of a square I'm trying to fit in there. Too little. I don't know. I don't know. Once again, I'm in my own way and can't make up my mind. And that's kind of hard to tell if that's what I want. I have to rip that part off. And rip that part off. So we get a better view of what I want. Well, no matter what I want, I know I want this piece down, so I'm gluing this down. Okay, I think I see why my glue's too thick, or give me a problem. So I just wanted to leave those edges tattered and torn and really rough looking, even though nothing else is. I like the primitive more, the scruffy, and gonna have to take that tip off evidently. Okay, and I want this as close to the edge there. Yep, that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. It's really the rest. I don't know, maybe it's that piece I'm having a problem with. Maybe I should pick a different piece for the front. Wanted this over. I thought I definitely I need something on the front, so I thought I'd put that there. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Let's try a little piece of lacy, whatever this is. Get the right side. No, don't like that. Even if I kept that, I don't care for that. Okay, so I know I'm gonna want to glue this down, so that's what I'm going to do. And I may just change the front piece. Maybe it's just not popping the way I want it to. Also, I do know that if you just give this a couple seconds, then when you put it down, or not like that, then when you put it down, it's less likely to squoosh out the longer you wait. So if you just give it a couple seconds. My paper choice, it's hard to tell. I'm straight. Okay. Alright, you know what? I'm just gluing this down. Yep. Pulling the trigger. Gluing it down. And if I want to add something to go on top. Whoop, I don't need to keep putting that off. I'm just going to put it there. Instead of putting something under it, if I want to add, I will put it over it. So there we have it. I was going to say it was that simple, but I'm not too sure I made anything simple here. Make it look simple anyway. Okay, so pretty much there's the base. This I am going to put over here because, again, I'm going to sew my signature in. If I wanted to put it over here, it just fits. And I mean just. As a matter of fact, on this one, I cut it down to 3. 1, 2, 3. And I cut it right there because I didn't want it so tall. Personally, this is a Tim Holtz die cut. And I really wanted one of these, and I picked one that has this fake sewing around it, and I don't love that. It fits in this one, but when I do like a more of a gentleman's one. I cut the sewing off. I try to cut right on the sewing line. I don't love that at all, and I wish they would have come out with the die with one with it on and one without. Or I wish I kind of wouldn't have went with that one, but too late now. Anyway, if I do it here, I'll use that. I'll use the whole thing, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to also just put that right on. So I'm just going to put the glue on it all over, get it down. And I hope I didn't prepare anything to put in it, but I think having this one you can look at it and rearrange in your mind where you might want things to go. I think it's a really fast and fun project. I make it long because I tend to overthink things, and I tend to take forever to pick papers I want. Probably change my mind. I'm going to put it closer to the bottom and closer to that edge because of putting a signature in there. Hold it down a little bit. And there it is. It'll look a little something like this. So again, before I leave you, take a plain paper bag. You can reinforce, which I did over here. I didn't do it on the first one, but I did it here. I reinforced both these edges with washi tape. So under the paper is a line of washi tape. On both sides, under the paper, is washi tape. You could put it above the paper. I just did it before I didn't do that on the first one. And it's fine, but I just felt like these paper bags are not the best quality. What I did do is I also made sure this flap is glued down, even though I put a whole piece of paper over it. I just made sure that was glued down. But there you go. There it is. Well, I hope you take this idea. Thank you, Julie, for sharing it with us. Take it and run. And if anyone feels they want to reach out on Instagram, tag me. Let me know what you did, how yours came out. I'm open to all kinds of new ideas. So, thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye.